Most people only have one bank account, and this can be a source of chaos because it means all your money things are happening just in that one account. So it's your bills, it's your spending, it's your investments, it's your savings, and it's all mixed up in that one account. And that is why sometimes you really do not feel like you have control of your finances. So in this video, we are going to look at the exact bank accounts that you need, the smart way you can use them, and what to look out for each of these accounts. So by the end of this video, you will actually walk away with a simple money system that runs itself. Welcome back to our beta version. My name is Les, and this is our part 2 or our second video of our mini series for the month of October, where our theme is from struggling with money to thriving with money. And on this channel, we want to thrive with our money. If you have missed the last video that I have done on 10 money mistakes that are still keeping you broke in 2025, you want to watch it next, so I will link it up so that you watch it immediately after you are done with this one. Now let's talk about building your money system. The first account that you need in your money system is your everyday account. And this is the account where your bills and spending is taking place. So this is like your money hub or the pot where your money lands or your salary or your income lands in, and this money gets dispersed to the other different accounts or other places where the money needs to go. So this is the account now where you are transferring out money for your savings, for your investments, and you are also making payments for your bills and other everyday spending that you need to do in your life. Basically, this is your main transactional account, and all your transactions are happening from this account. Like I said earlier, it's like a hub where your income lands or your salary lands in, and then from there, your money needs to go to the different places that or different accounts that it needs to go to so that it can do the jobs that you have assigned to your money. When you are looking for a transactional account, these are the things that you want to look out for before you choose your transactional account. You want an account that has no monthly fees or have very low monthly fees. You also want an account with a provider that has a wide network of ATMs. You don't want to be stuck in a small town and there is no ATM for your type of bank and you need cash urgently. So look out for a bank or a provider that has a wide network when it comes to ATMs. You also want to look at a provider that allows you to do cardless transactions. Nowadays, people are no longer carrying their cards around and you are able to send yourself money to a wallet. So look out for a provider that allows you to send money to a wallet so that you can do cardless transactions. And when it comes to cardless withdrawals, look at the one that has the least fees, because some of them can be quite pricey, up to $30 just for you to withdraw money without using your card. So look at the fees. Sometimes they can be quite steep and you compare before you make a decision. You also want to have your transactional account with a provider that is not charging you for withdrawals. If that exists, go for the one who is not charging for withdrawals. Otherwise, if not, look out for the one who has less fees when it comes to ATM withdrawals. I know like in 2025, a lot of banks are charging quite a lot when it comes to cash withdrawals at the ATMs. So they are basically charging you a lot to carry cash. You also want to choose a transactional account with a provider who has a nice or a good mobile application and you are able to make online transactions. You don't want those apps where things get stuck month end or there's always an issue when you want to make certain payments. So look out for a very good functional user-friendly app and functional and user-friendly online banking experience. Another thing that you want to look out for when choosing a transactional account is to look at an account that has money pockets. So within that account, you are able to categorize and assign names to certain categories of your spending, and that helps you to actually track much more easily. So within that one account, you might be able to have different pockets where you can categorize, like for your groceries, you have a certain pocket pocket. For the school fees of your kids, you have a certain pocket. Maybe for your own education, if you are studying, you have a pocket for it, and other things that you are able to do within the account. The second account that you need in your money system is your emergency fund account. This is your peace of mind account. It's where you put money aside for life's uncertainties. You see those moments where you're like, oops, did that happen? Or, oh my goodness, this happened. That is where you put money for those types of moments in your life. And this money in this account, it's only touchable when you have emergencies. And each person has to define for themselves, what is an emergency for me? Because what is an emergency for you is not what is an emergency for me, and it's also not what is an emergency for the next person. So defining it for yourself, what are the things that you classify as emergencies, and only spend money from this account on those things that qualify as emergencies for you. That is how you want to get your things done. The ideal size of an emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. But if you are able to do more, you can do more, also depending on your life circumstances and your goals and things that are happening in your life. You can have more than 6 months. You can even go up to 12 months of a fully funded emergency fund. Now, what do you look out for in an account where you are keeping your emergency money? You want an account with instant access. Emergencies don't give a notice. They don't knock on your door and say, hi, I'm coming next week. No. So you want an account that has instant access. If it happens now, you can access the money now and you can solve the problem. So that means this is an account that does not require you to give a notice to access your money. And it should not also be an account that penalizes you for withdrawals. Otherwise, what is the point of then keeping money in that account? So you want instant access, no notices, and no charges for you to withdraw the money. You also want to keep your emergency money in an account that allows the money to earn interest while it's in the account. So in a high yield savings account where you can get interest while your money is sitting there waiting for emergencies to happen in your life, and your money is able to at least grow. It might not be at a big percentage or a high percentage, but at least the money is not just sitting there without any interest. This is also an account where you don't have a high risk of losing your money or zero risk of losing your money. You cannot keep your emergency fund, for instance, in the stock market or invested in the stock market, because then if the stock market tanks, then your emergency fund is gone. The day you have an emergency, maybe your stocks are sitting only at 30%. They have lost 70% of its value. So you want to keep it, like I said, in a high yield savings account, an account where your money is not exposed to volatility, basically. So you do not want volatility when it comes to your emergency fund. The next account you want in your money system is your sinking fund or your short-term savings account. Now, this type of account is for your short-term savings goals, and this is for your known and predictable expenses that you are planning ahead for. For instance, a family wedding or a friend's wedding. And this is why it's important for people who are getting married to send out the invites as early as possible, so that people who are invited to the wedding can plan in advance, put money aside in their sinking fund, so that by the time the wedding arrives, they have enough funds and they have put aside money to cover the expenses of attending the wedding. So don't accept those last minute invitations, because then it really messes up with your budget, because now you need to find a large chunk of money to cover for costs that you did not even plan for. From your sinking fund, it's also where you cover your annual expenses, such as your renewal of your vehicle registration, or your post box renewal if you have a post box, your school fees, and your stationeries for January. All this you spend from your sinking fund. So all these large expenses for the year, you can divide it up into monthly amounts, and you put these amounts each month into your account where you are keeping your sinking fund. And by the time it's December, for instance, especially for December spending, you have the money for you to go plow your fields, you have money to go celebrate with your family, your outfits, the food and drinks and all the things that are needed. You have made provision for it. especially also stationaries and school fees for January. Because you have a sinking fund and you have been putting money aside every single month, by the time you get to January, you have a peace of mind and you are not going into debt just for you to cater for stationaries and school fees after you have enjoyed the December holidays. What to look out for in an account that you want to put your sinking fund is access to the funds within a few days, maybe 7 to 32 days. You can choose which one is best for you. You don't necessarily need instant access, but you also don't want to wait for too long, not longer than 32 days for you to access your money. So you can take a 7-day notice account or a 14-day notice account or a 32-day notice account, whichever is best for your situation. You also want an account that is not charging you minimum fees and it's also not having a minimum balance. You know, there are those accounts that say you must at least keep 100,000 for you to be able to use that account or for you to be able to earn interest on the account or whatever it is. So you want an account that doesn't have the trap of minimums, and you also want the account to not have maintenance fees. You also want to keep your fund in an account that earns slightly higher interest compared to a normal savings account. And the ideal size for your sinking fund, it depends on what your goals are. So that will determine how much money you will need to keep putting in your sinking fund. And as you are reaching certain goals, you tick off and you remove those goals from the list. So it doesn't mean once a goal is there, it's there forever. So you are adjusting as you are going. And as a goal is ticked off and those funds are gone, then you only focus on the other goals that are left in the fund. The next account that you want to have in your money system is the investment or wealth building account. This is the account where you send money for investing. This is where you are buying assets within that account, and these assets have potential to grow and bring you returns. So this is where you are putting money for your financial freedom, you are putting money for building your wealth, you are putting money for future passive income that you can use when you are financially free or when you have retired. So this is really the account where you are saying you are looking out for the type of life, or you are building the type of life that you want when it comes to your finances. So this account can be a brokerage account or it can be a retirement account. Depending on what type of retirement accounts you have access to, choose the best one. If you have an employer one and if you have a match, go with that one, or otherwise you can go with the independent ones and you can make contributions towards your future in terms of retirement. Otherwise, when it comes to your brokerage, at least dedicate 10 to 20% of your income to put towards your investments so that you can build your wealth and look after your future. And with your wealth building, you also want to automate your contributions, whether it's towards your retirement account or whether it's towards your brokerage account. Automate those contributions so that you remove the human factor out of it and you do not need to worry about forgetting or using the money for something else. You automate it from the first account we spoke about, which is your everyday account, and the money goes automatically into your investment accounts. And even within the investment accounts, you can still further automate to say once an amount of money lands in this account, 10% goes to this, 20% goes to that, 30% goes to that, and that is even much better. Then in terms of how you asset allocate, it also helps you with asset allocation, because then the funds are divided according to the priorities when it comes to your investment strategy. So when you are choosing a wealth building account, you want to look at an account that is low in fees. Like I always say, when it comes to building wealth, fees are your enemy. So pay as little fees as possible. So an account with low fees will be a good account to choose. Also look at platforms that are user-friendly and platforms that have research insights so that you can follow and get information on the different assets that are listed there, and you are able to read up for yourself and educate yourself on when it comes to the different investments. You also want an account that allows you to diversify So there must be a lot of investment options. For instance, you must have stocks, you have bonds, you have ETFs, you have REITs, you have crypto, you have all kinds of diversity to choose from when it comes to your investments. You don't want something where you are only limited to a certain type of asset class, for instance, or to a certain type of sector only. So diversification in terms of the asset classes and also in terms of the sectors and geography and all other options that you can choose from. You also want a platform that allows you to buy for as little as possible. So you want to be able to buy fractional shares or fractional ETFs or fractional index funds instead of you having a minimum to say you can only invest a minimum of this and it's a big amount of money. So you want a platform that allows you to put in as little as possible so that you can own even fractions of those shares of those different options that you are choosing from. And the next account to have in your money system is the opportunity fund. And with the opportunity fund, this is the fund that allows you to actually take advantage of opportunities as they come up. Whether it's a stock market dip, whether it's a property deal, whether it's a new business venture or a business project that can bring you money, this is now the fund where you put money to say, I want this money to be set aside so that if a good opportunity comes my way, I have the funds to invest in it and to actually benefit from that opportunity. So this is also the fund where you draw money and look after yourself if you need a break away from being employed or if you need to leave a toxic work environment. This is the fund where you take the money from. And when it comes to market dips, for instance, during COVID, when COVID-19 came, the stock market actually went crazy and everything was on sale. Some of us that time really took advantage of this dip and we bought our favorite stocks and our favorite ETFs while they were on sale. You know, some people panic when the market dips, but it's not for you to panic. It's actually a good time for you to buy your favorite stocks, your favorite ETFs and index funds while they are on sale. And your opportunity fund allows you to do that. So it's important to keep an opportunity fund so that you can actually take advantage of these kind of opportunities for wealth building. Now, what do you look out for in an account where you are keeping your opportunity fund? Once again, you want an account with low fees and you want an account with access at least within 7 business days or within 5 business days, you are able to access the money. It doesn't need to be instant, but then again, you also don't want to wait for too long. Then the opportunity passes your way while you are waiting for the money to be released. And again, you want options to diversify if possible. And this money can be kept in a money market account or it can be kept in treasury bills or in a short-term investment fund. You also want to look at accounts that are earning you more interest on your money compared to your ordinary savings account while you still have access to your funds. You don't have to wait for the funds for a long time. So you are still liquid enough to access the money, but you are getting good interest on that money. And again, you want to have a lot of options in terms of what you can invest in. So diversification is also coming in here. And you also want the ability to automate your investments. So you set it and you forget it. So as you can see from this video, you do not need 10 bank accounts. You only need a few. In this case, in the video, we spoke about 5 accounts. You need an everyday account. You need an account to keep your emergency fund, another account to keep your short-term savings, which is your sinking fund, another account for your wealth building, which is your investment account, and the last account, which is also optional, which is your opportunity fund or your FU money, so that you can seize any opportunities that come your way. Now, once you set up all these accounts, you will instantly gain control of your finances and you will have a money system that is automatically working for you and is going to help you build your wealth. In the next video on our money series, which will be our 3rd video, I will show you exactly how to save your first 100,000 even on average salary. And this is where we turn that money system into real wealth. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel so that you do not miss out on the next video. Until next time, my name is Les and here is to achieving financial freedom together.